Peace everyone, it is the first day of the van build. We have had a weekend off just to sort of get ourselves acclimated to Georgia and give ourselves a little vacation from all the hard work we had been doing in New York City. And now it is time to begin the installation. We have some rolls of, we have 3 rolls of Reflectix in the garage, and we have some rigid foam board and some spray foam. So we're gonna rip up all this carpet, take off the side paneling, and get started. Go mama, go mama, she's doing it, oh she's doing it, oh go Matt, he's doing it, oh he's doing it, go Valeria, we're doing it, oh!
Got liquid nails for the subfloor.
Liquid nails subfloor. We only got one thing, and you got to get one of these guns if you don't already have one, which we didn't know. Thankfully the lady was next to us. Don't think you can squeeze that container. She told us to just go ahead and do like a lazy 8 on the ground, on the floor of it, and it should be enough. So here we are doing an 8 shape. First cut. It said put the base down, line up the blade. Ooh, I'm supposed to be wearing goggles.
Yep.
First cut. Scared.
Don't be scared. Yay! For our first cut, right on the dot.
Done. It's not completely done, but so we have a quarter inch, that's 1-4, quarter-inch plywood that we had. This took 2 pieces of 8-foot quarter-inch plywood, and underneath, you know, is our Reflectix. Matt already told you about that, but we ended up cutting it, as you saw, into the shapes and placing it down, and underneath it we glued the plywood to the Reflectix, to the insulation, with liquid nails, subfloor. And what we tried to do was use some metal self-tacking screws that are specifically for metal to go into the plyboard insulation and then straight into the first layer of metal in our van to keep it secure. But it only worked in one little spot by the side entrance. It doesn't work anywhere else, so they must not be strong enough. So we're just gonna have to do some more research and find out how to solidify it, but we think we might not even have to get screws because this stuff is pretty strong after it dries, and I think it just takes longer to dry than we anticipated, because once we glue down the giant piece, it is not budging at all. Stay tuned on if the glue is the only thing we need for the floor or not. We're crossing our fingers that that is the case. And so we're gonna let it dry overnight. So we took some of my dad's old weights and just did that to help them stay down. And then these cracks here, I guess we're just going, you know, no one's gonna see these cracks anyway, so we'll probably just take some of this, the Great Stuff Gaps and Cracks insulation, and do it along the cracks and then cut it down so that it's like perfectly aligned. But nobody will really see this part anyway, so it's totally fine if it's not 100% perfect. I'm really proud of us for doing this because we have no idea what we're doing, but we're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Our weights worked for the most part. We did the liquid nails and then put the weights over it, and they're all stationary now. You can't even move them. Hello. Okay, so you're gonna see when you're cutting your ply board, it frays really easily, especially if you're using a cheaper blade and cheaper jigsaw like I'm using, because I did not buy that fancy expensive one. And so when it frays like that, don't be worried. First of all, whatever side you want to be looking at when you're in the van, cut on the opposite side, because when you do your jigsaw against it, it's gonna make whatever side you're cutting on the most frayed. So keep that in mind. And oh, what I meant to say is don't be worried when it gets all frayed, because you can sand it down like what I'm doing now. Look at this, like before and after sort of. See the difference? It's much smoother.
Yay! Woo! It is guesswork right now what we're doing, because we have no idea what's behind the foam and the wood. So every place I place a needle is just like cross your fingers, hope that we don't. Yeah, I said needle, didn't I? A screw actually. Hope that we don't screw through the outer body of the van, because there's an outer body and there's an inner body, and there's just maybe like that much space in between. And there's some places where the inner body is right against the outer body. So if I'm screwing, first I'm gonna hear the crack of the wood, then I'm gonna hear the little fluff of the insulation, and then you're gonna hear a crack. It's gonna be metal. And you're gonna be wondering in your head if they gotta have a lady outside waiting for me. You're gonna be wondering if you're drilling outside of the body. And so what I've had Valadia do is go outside and just put her hand on the metal, and if she can feel something grinding against it, then I need to stop. But so far so good. 1, 2, 3.
Yay!
She's about to puncture the metal. Very slowly. Slowly but surely. Here she comes. Oh! Oh! I'm scared. Alright, let me go make sure I don't kill it.
Don't do that. Alright, don't push it. You trying to get in there.
Make sure it's secure, you know?
Yeah.